Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, CMS signals interest in Palantir for its National Provider Directory project. And the Department of Energy seeks proposals for AI data centers at Oak Ridge National Laboratory. It's Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. And now let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services appears to be quietly considering Palantir to support its years-long effort to build a national provider directory for healthcare providers and patients across the nation. Federal spending records show Palantir to be one of 4 recipients to receive awards from the Department of Health and Human Services and CMS containing the phrase National Provider Directory and Proof of Concept. The 4 separate contracts made public September 30th award $1 to each company and are set to expire November 13th. 2 sources familiar with the efforts told FedScoop these contracts are for a prototype product with CMS. One source confirmed the prototype is for the agency's National Provider Directory, an effort the agency has been exploring for years. CMS has suggested the directory could serve as a credentialized data hub for healthcare provider and facility information nationwide. The move marks the latest sign of civilian agencies' growing interest in Palantir, which offers extensive data integration and analytics capabilities. Palantir has long held contracts with the Pentagon, but has expanded in recent years to civilian agencies, including Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, another HHS sub-agency. Its Foundry platform is reportedly being used in data sharing initiatives at the CDC, along with a similar effort in the United Kingdom. The contract, purchased on the General Services Administration's multiple award schedule, merely states that it's for a National Provider Directory proof of concept with no other information. The other 3 awards, which were issued directly by HHS and CMS, were given to Gainwell Technologies, the Council for Affordable Healthcare Incorporated, and Avality. The 4 listed companies declined to publicly comment on the matter. Nonetheless, the awards mark a major step in CMS's long pursuit of a provider directory. It comes nearly 3 years after the sub-agency first requested public input on the directory, which is formally referred to as the National Directory of Healthcare Providers and Services. Now in other news, the Department of Energy is requesting proposals for the build-out and maintenance of AI data centers and energy generation infrastructure in and around Oak Ridge National Laboratory. In an RFP published last week, the National Labs Site and Environmental Management Offices said they are seeking proposals from entities interested in entering into long-term leases in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. The work on those DOE sites would include designing, financing, permitting, developing, constructing, installing, owning, maintaining, operating, and decommissioning AI data center and/or energy generation infrastructure, unquote. For those sites, Oak Ridge is specifically seeking construction of data center facilities with specialized computing equipment, cooling facilities, infrastructure for energy supply, transmission and storage, and other related equipment and facilities. The DOE said entities responding to the RFP could be private sector companies with experience in development and operation of AI data centers, advanced computing facilities, or energy storage. Other applicants given top consideration by Oak Ridge are data center operators and developers with a proven track record in the design, build, and operation of large-scale data center facilities, as well as energy infrastructure developers with expertise in energy generation, storage, and innovative and sustainable energy solutions. The RFP also notes that DOE will consider consortia or partnerships that may potentially be better suited than individual companies for the Oak Ridge lease agreements due to the complexity of the sites and projects. The request from DOE comes on the heels of the Trump administration's AI Action Plan, which calls for the rapid build-out of AI data centers across the country and expanded energy capacity via streamlined permitting. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.